Welcome to the dungeon. Yeah, we're back to normal. Yeah. How's it going, everyone? We're here, and we're glad for you to be here with us as we get going. What?
I need to have a word with Jeremy.
I'm sorry, I had to.
There are things.
It's just a rectangle. There's nothing here.
What?
It's literally you sent me a rectangle.
Did you slice it?
Yes.
Hang on. Okay.
Sorry for interrupting your intro, DM.
Yeah, no, this is completely worth it. Here we are. Here I get. Oh my god! I don't even have myself ready. I should. This is so.
Oh, I know I did wrong.
And until next time, we'll see you in the dungeon.
Right,
Good night,
right. It feels like that. It feels like amateur hour here. Like there's no way Amazon's going to renew our, our sponsorship if we don't get ourselves going here. Hint, nudge, nudge. Somebody, you're sitting. It's a gold mine here. Anyways, my God, we're here. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna get rolling here. I don't know what they're gonna do tonight. It's the difference between running an on the rails campaign and a more organic campaign. And I'm loving the organic side of it. I think
somebody is.
Yeah, I
love being cursed and losing my party members, and
it's all because choices. It wasn't anything I did.
You literally did it.
Like there's a little, when you walk down the hall somewhere and there's this little red box on the wall and it says pull in case of fire. Now, the fireman that put that in, or whoever put that in, did not like make you pull it. Like, you're pulling it yourself.
Oh, they'll be pulling something.
Wow. Wow. Anyways,
there went our sponsorship.
I don't know what you guys are thinking of.
Now we're gonna have to rely on OnlyFans again. Mike, boot it back up. There's our sponsorship. But just going back through the last week, I think I missed King Coast 14. Thanks for the follow 12 days ago, and Butterball Toiki 89. Thanks for coming by. They stopped by the gaming stream. Oh, I just gave out a community sub. Thanks, Sir Noobs a lot 101. But yeah, they stopped by the gaming stream, and we chatted for quite some time. We actually had some pretty good conversations Wednesday. So thanks for that. Speaking of that, don't miss Banter and Babble this week, and we got a little thing here. I'm going to narrate.
Hey y'all, Dude79 here, and here's what's on the docket for this week's episode of Banter and Babble.
All right, so we've got this movie with Henry Cavill. I always forget the name, and the guy from the Amazon series I forgot. And then we got X-Men 97, Reacher. Thank you.
I thought you played Spider-Man.
X-Men 97.
Did you say
Henry
Cavill?
Please don't interrupt me. Movie, Deadpool.
So catch us live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. at twitch.tv/Banter and Babble. And if you can't catch us then, check us out.
But if you want to know, watch Banter and Babble.
Watch Banter and Babble. It'll be much
services. See you then.
So we don't have a beer of the week this week specifically. Yeah. By the way, X-Men 97 was.
Can this be brought to you by kombucha?
Nobody likes kombucha or whatever.
It's fantastic.
So, isn't that
Henry Cavill probably likes it? Once
right.
you tell me who that is, then we'll be fine.
You don't know who that is? Freaking Superman. The
Witcher. You mean Henry
He's
Cavill?
Not my Superman.
Oh,
it's Cavill.
Oh, okay. No, it's Cavill.
You're a Brandon Roth guy, aren't you, Mike?
I don't know who that is.
Is that the Atom?
Me and Mike.
That's the Atom that played Superman and Superman Returns.
Me and Mike got our Deadpool 3 tickets this morning, so we are good to go for Friday. So I was like the first one.
Are they just skipping over Deadpool 2?
What?
I sometimes really hate my existence.
We told you about this last week. If you haven't gone and seen it yet, that's on you.
If anyone wants to know what it's like playing games and associating with Marsland, watch the movie Up. And when you see Doug, that's playing and existing with Marsland. Hi, I'm Marsland.
Book!
Squirrel!
Yeah. No, it's book.
Yeah, it really is like that. So anyways, we aren't going to be here next Monday because it's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm just making an executive and saying, go outside, spend some time with family and friends and whatever else without being rushed around to get here.
What's going outside?
I will be sleeping on a mountain.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be out anyway, so that's good. Well, let's make sense. We don't have mountains here. We have speed bumps. Yeah, so we won't be here Monday. We should be Wednesday, I believe. And then did we decide we may be there the next Monday. It depends on the folks that are traveling because we do our annual in person.
Ooh,
I'll be fine for that Monday.
I'm flying in. When am I flying in?
10:30 Friday morning.
Ooh, I need to take Friday off.
That's
nah. just
Or
fly
just don't
out
show
without
up.
telling
Yeah.
anybody.
You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on a flight.
yeah.
Boom.
It's chaos on all sides. Anyways,
On the upside, the DM has written the entire adventure out.
On the downside, there's at least one backstory not written.
Am I not the last to have a backstory?
No, you are not.
Oh,
I'm awful at backstories.
I have not.
oh,
done a
it's
backstory
you.
either.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I got one because the community wrote it for me. So
I did some stuff, and things happen. That's it.
it's a one shot. What does a backstory matter? I heard chaos. See,
No,
look,
go away.
look who you summoned. You did this. You did this. All right. Do you guys got anything else before we get rolling?
Nope.
Not at all.
All right. Let's get rolling.
um,
Keep an eye on this intro. All right. Let's get some average day music here. Last week, as you joined the adventurers from the Shadowspark Chronicles,
we're in the shadow.
Leaving right now.
we
I haven't
find
had second
them.
breakfast yet.
We find them returned back to Kandor's Keep, where they found that their home had been turned into a quaint bed and breakfast by one of their friends. Sleeping in all manners of areas, they got a restful night's sleep for the first time in a long time, had some discussions, and Quentin headed out into the city to do some light shopping, while Justinian and... who else stayed back?
This is making me
Justinian.
uncomfortable.
Just
Just
Justinian?
him.
Okay. Stayed back at the home to enjoy the comforts of the home and spend some more time with Crow. And Bishop and Marsland and Bishop and Marsland head to the
And Noodles.
academy. And who?
Noodles.
I don't...
Lamar was there.
Lomar's at the house. He wasn't going
No.
to the academy.
He went
No,
to the
Lamar
academy.
was already at the academy because he was working that day.
Yeah.
Nobody said that. That's your guys' all headcanon. He just wasn't
you
there.
said that.
I did not say that. Go back and listen.
You said, "Hey, weren't you already
Yeah.
here to
You
Marsland?"
said that.
Yep.
I
did.
Yep.
You did.
Yep.
The guard
Yes.
said that.
And then
You already
Yep.
said, hey,
But-
aren't you already here?
I said that, but did I say it was Lomar? I did not.
who else would
Just
it
said
be?
was another
Oh, there's more Valdockin out there? That's weird.
Impossible.
I think he's just trying to cover his own ass
Yep.
right now.
That's exactly what's going on.
I guarantee I did not say it was Lomar.
Hi, Zilla.
Still think he's trying to cover his own ass.
Anywho.
Yes.
I know. I'm just turning this down just a bit.
Oh, you're good.
What?
I don't care what you say.
I didn't know Marsden. Wait, the reason Marsden's such a good reader is because he's part of hearing.
Yeah, when one sense doesn't work.
Gotta compensate somehow.
All right, you're in the academy.
Oh, we're starting with us. Okay.
We're starting with you. Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Is Drisk or Drusilla around?
You don't see them.
I'm going to start asking anybody that passes by if they've seen either of them.
You see a old man tottering by. So you ask him if you've seen him. Excuse me. What is it that I can do for you?
You haven't happened to have seen my good friends Drisk or Drusilla, have you?
Huh? Brisk
were you able to-
in Manila?
No, Drisk and Drusilla.
Vanilla.
Lisk vanilla. I can't say I've had that flavor.
No, sir, you aren't hearing me quite right. I'm gonna stoop down and speak right into his ear. DRISK. Drisk.
Oh, yes. I think he's in the laboratory.
To the laboratory then. Thank you.
Good day.
And to you.
So you proceed down to the laboratory, and you can see Drisk there working on a few things. The bubbling vials of liquid going about. Yes, Marslin.
What are you working on here? It is good to see you as always, Drisk.
Good to see you still alive.
Yes, we are still alive. It is a good observation.
What can I help you with?
Is Drusilla around by any chance?
I haven't seen her. I've been among my studies.
How goes the cure?
Better than expected. We've been able to mass produce with the help of a little magical tool, and we're hearing positive results across the land. We still have a long way to go, and those that don't live in the city centers, but we're making an effort to make deals with the local merchants to carry the cure where they travel between the cities.
That is good to hear.
It's a good break in what was a very dire situation.
So, as to not disturb you every time we come here, how is it best to obtain audience with Drusilla?
It's curious that your group has got so much time with her. Even myself, I don't get a lot of one-on-one time with Drusilla. But you can find her in the upper levels. I believe, Marslin, that you can access the second floor?
I didn't realize I actually had access to the second floor. I can go up there now?
Hold out your mark.
I'll hold it out.
And he kind of waves a hand over it, and you see it glow. And Bishop, you notice that his now has more things to it. It's still like yours, but it has some extra bands on it. This signifies that you may proceed to the second floor. I'm afraid, Bishop, you probably do not have access.
Could I not get Bishop access by the proxy of him being my friend?
It's unlike the upper floor or the entrance. He needs to have the mark.
Can we get Bishop at the mark?
Unfortunately, I don't delve that. Bishop, did you have an interest in more knowledge of spellworks?
Unfortunately, that is not my main focus. But she has been helping us with another issue.
I would say look up there first. Bishop, you may stay with me if you like.
I do not wish to take up any of your precious time. I will wander the main hall.
If you get bored, you know where to find me.
And I still don't know about the Shadowspark book, correct? That you have. Marsland
Nope.
only told one person.
He hasn't mentioned it to anybody, really.
Who did I mention
Justinian.
it to? Just Justinian, yeah.
Okay.
This is going to sound very meta, but I was actually planning on bringing that up with Bishop, like, in the academy.
That's fine. You can do that
Okay.
when you're ready. He's right here.
Yeah, I know. It was good seeing you, Drisk. We'll leave you to your studies, and then I'll usher Bishop to come back into the hall with me.
Okay.
And find some spot where it just feels like we aren't going to get eavesdropped in.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. Most of the people that are there are usually nosing a book pretty hard. There's not just general people. Like it's like a library, like a regular library. Like people are just kind of away from each other as much as possible.
Okay. I was hoping that you could come up and be a part of the conversation, but I figured I'd let you know before I showed Drusilla. case you had any objection. I did find book 7 while we were down there. I hadn't found a good opportunity to bring that up with everything else going on.
I am assuming you studied it.
Oh, very thoroughly. That actually is maybe what had caused the my friend to appear on Colton's ship there. I was practicing some learnings from that book. Maybe it wasn't the wisest thing.
Any hint of what the Shadowsparks are planning on doing?
DM.
No.
No.
It seems that these books are just instruction manuals. But what they contain is very dire. People with that much power and information are going to do bad things.
Yeah, this book in particular covered the mastery over the elements and delved deeply into elementals, clearly given by my friend that I made. Doesn't seem necessarily directly applicable to what we've observed from them so far, maybe, but is powerful nonetheless. I plan on giving it to Drusilla for safekeeping like we did with the other books, in hopes that their studies of all of them together might reveal some information.
I would think that is best. We need to figure out if they know anything about what is happening at Yargish as well.
That's
Well,
the burning
I
city
was-
we flew over.
While
Sorry, go ahead.
you were in your chamber, Justinian and I saw it burning from the sky. I would not put it past one of the Shadowsparks being the cause of that destruction and chaos.
But, that's just terrible. Were you able to see it all? What was going on? Did it look fresh?
We were too far away to obtain any details, but it was not pleasant. And with my past experience, something there had drawn the Shadowspark's attention. I
What do you-
believe it might have something to do with the magical ley lines, as we saw in Smyrna.
What makes you think that that has a connection to Yargish?
I was used to destroy that place by Ethan.
Sorry, I must be hearing things. You were used to destroy that place.
It would have been in history, right? So he would have known. Well, maybe not.
He probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Not those kind of books.
It, as a norm in these lands, in Phrasia, it was well documented. Him not being from here, it would be his
Okay.
choice.
Yes. It was Shadowspark against Shadowspark. There was a great confrontation there. Many of the orcs were slaughtered by me and my brethren
You
under
have
the command of Ethan.
you have recollection of this? I was under the impression that you couldn't remember some of this early
Bits
information.
and pieces. Not enough to give any real details.
That is haunting. That's terrifying. I'm sorry.
It's even worse when you know you did something, but you cannot remember what.
It must be like living in a horrible nightmare that you can't wake up from. What do you think they would want with Yargish again if they've already destroyed it once?
Obviously, they were stopped from whatever they were doing at that time. My memories are not so good after that battle. I have a feeling that was probably one of the last things I was in.
And you were decommissioned after that, you think?
It would seem so.
Well, I don't know what to say, but if you want me to pass this information along to Drusilla, I can.
It is something that we need to discuss. And also, I had a diagnostic while you all slept last night. It seems that not only was I cursed, but something is still attached. I may need some advice from Drusilla.
What? The tendrils that I observed, those are still attached to you? Is that what you're implying?
The device is no longer affecting me, but it may have left something behind. Bren was concerned.
Is it visible? Can I take a look? And I start trying to peer into his panels.
Into his pantles.
So technically, even when I shut down, I still see and hear everything. Would I have seen what she was talking about, or?
I mean, you wouldn't have seen it because it's inside of you, so it's a little harder.
I would prefer to not do it in the open.
Think of all of the people here that would be fascinated to study this.
Yes, but I do not wish to be gawked at.
I suppose. Whenever we played Lab Specimen growing up, it always was a little uncomfortable being the one being looked at.
You play Doc?
There's one for somebody's erotic tales.
I'm not there to hear it.
I know.
So sad.
All the other boys poked me.
You point to this bear where they poked you.
On his bookworm.
Oh. We can take a closer look back in someplace more private, but I can mention it to Drusilla.
Then I shall not keep you.
Are you going to wait around here, or are you going to head back?
I will wait here. If you all decide to choose a private room, just let me know.
Sounds like a plan. I will go see if I can find Drusilla. And I'll head off and see if I can. Well, I'm assuming the stairs to the second story aren't too hard to find.
No, they're fairly nearby. Yeah.
While he goes up, I'm gonna go around to random people and
Okay.
ask if they've heard any rumors of anything that's going on outside the city, like any disturbances, things like that.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Marslin, you start heading up the stairway. You're filled with like this trepidation, but like excitement at the same time. You haven't been up here before. You just start going up. As you get about halfway up the stairs, you just feel like a flash, just like, and as you look down, you see your symbol just begin to glow quite brightly, and the flash feeling that you walked into just kind of dissipates as you walk through. You surmise this is some kind of security procedure to keep people off of the upper floors, of course.
That was amazing.
Stepping up in there, you see a whole new floor of library. So on top of the books that you have downstairs, there's almost an equal amount of books on this floor. What
8
you notice
hours later,
right?
How'd you know that's where I was going?
because I know you.
What you notice up here are all the books are sealed behind like gates with a lock on them, and outside of each section there's like a construct just kind of like standing there. It's a different kind of crowd on this floor, as where it's a bit more chaotic, people grabbing books, putting them in the wrong spot. These are people who appreciate books, and everything's like being taken out, put back, and everything's treated with care. You can see people gently unrolling scrolls. It's a different level of patronage on this floor compared to the lower floor.
Is anybody blue?
There's nobody blue that you can see right now. It's a big place. If you remember, this place is a lot bigger on the inside than it should be compared to what you see on the outside.
It's the TARDIS. I'm gonna walk up to one of the constructs and kind of look at it. Hello, excuse me. Are you
Identification.
Marslin?
Identification.
I don't have a last name. It's just Marslin.
Identification.
Oh, do you mean this? And I hold up my tattoo.
Identity confirmed. How may I be of service?
In what ways can you service?
I hold the key to the books about necromantic enchantments. Would you like access to this library?
I think I'll take a look around. Thank you, though. That's what I was curious, is if you were how I get access to the books.
Yes. Welcome to the second floor, Acolyte.
Marslin.
Acolyte Marslin.
I like the ring of that. I'm going to start wandering the rows of bookcases for a little bit, taking in what books we have here.
Bishop, for the next couple hours, you start asking around. You do hear the fact that Yargish is burning that's not new information. Nobody seems to know what happened, but they've seen the smoke in the distance. A few travelers have come through talking that trade is done, but nobody has seen anything of concern. Just that they figure something has happened, or it could be pirates.
So nobody is concerned that a city is burning.
It's not that they're not concerned, but there's not a lot of information right now. It seems like it's been a fairly recent thing.
Okay. Well, I said I would wait down here, so I will find somewhere and perch.
Marzin,
I don't get tired.
you continue to kind of bother every construct you come across, guarding each library thing, and you notice that the bookcases are broken into the schools of magics, necromancy, enchantment, such, and some areas have more books than others. As you're pestering one of them again, kind of going through the same thing each time. Are you enjoying yourself, Acolyte?
Do I recognize that to be Drusilla's voice?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I could just see him walking up to Construct acting like they're all bishop, like going through, like, conversations, and none of them knowing what the fuck to do.
I mean, that's basically what he was doing with the first one.
Yeah.
My construct speaks a lot better than you do.
Drusilla, that's precisely who I was up here to find, actually.
Well, then I guess it was fortuitous that I was down here doing a bit of light reading. And she's holding a book that's probably about 5-6 inches thick.
This is what you consider light reading down here? I can't imagine how good the heavy reading is.
What brings you here? I haven't seen you in this part. I know you've been too busy to come up, but how goes your investigations?
It has been a bit of a rough journey, unfortunately. Have actually quite a few things to talk with you about, if you have the time.
Was Colton on his best behavior?
Colton didn't actually give us too much trouble.
That's good. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes and no. I think it might be better if we venture to our favorite book portal, if you don't mind.
Your friends are downstairs, aren't they?
Just Bishop. I would hate to keep him waiting for too long. And I think he would be interested to hear our conversations.
I'm sure he would. Let's go. If you're done.
Is one ever really done?
You're not. So you walk down the stairs and Bishop's just sitting there. Well, he looks like he is when he's in like that deactivated state, like he's just napping almost.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop, you see them walk down the stairs.
I'll get up and go and greet Drusilla.
Nice to meet you again. So, now that we're together, what is it you need?
Are we in a book?
She looks around. No.
He has been acting rather strangely lately.
Can we go into one? I do enjoy that very much.
So she takes you over there, and she kind of looks at you, and like without looking at the book, reaches up and grabs a book and pulls it off the shelf, opens it up, and I'm guessing you pass inside?
Yep.
Okay, you pass inside. Bishop?
Yes.
Okay. You both, you find yourself underwater again. This isn't the one you were in before. This one is a bit different. You're inside an old building that's underwater. You're in the ruins. You can see outside of the bubble where you're at, there's a few skeletons. Pillars have fallen over. There's general debris and and things just scattered all about. Where you're at, you can't see up and out of the water, so you can't see the sun or anything above the water. You're down pretty deep. Inside is your typical pillows to sit on. It smells wonderful in here. And she appears out. I thought this might make you feel more comfortable. Or worse. Maybe.
I am a little uneasy here, but that's this is not my favorite setting that we've come to. But that's not. It's besides the point.
You shouldn't. This is one of the old spires of Rashan.
Oh, but of course it is.
It has seen livelier days, I assume.
Unfortunately, with the destruction of Rashan, most of it sank deep into the ocean. Is this not comforting?
I guess it is a sense of closure, and I do like that, but I would not necessarily say this is happy.
As you just look and see, like, Vidalcan skeletons now, it just kind of all... Just,
this is mean.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting a tingly, nice and happy feeling.
This is messed up, man. Here, you want to see where all your friends and family died?
I don't
It's
think
home.
This is comforting to you.
You did long for home, correct?
Yes, but a home with all of my friends running through the streets, happy, and what the heck do they call it? The compound? Is that what it was called? I don't know. At the
No.
center. What the heck do they call it?
It's your backstory.
You want to know how many times this has come up?
There's a button on DDB that has a backstory written in it.
There's a lot there, though. There's a lot. Anyways, Bishop, while Marzen's taking this in...
Combine.
What is it that is so important?
I assume that Gwynton has been in contact with you.
Yes, I've received messages, usually at very inopportune hours. Sorry if my responses were less than adequate for the situation, but I must rest at some time. But it seems there's no hope for your friend Oz?
At this current moment, other things have taken priority. There were some unfortunate events that have taken place during our rescue attempt, and he was lost to us yet again.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It is very unfortunate.
It's on my stud. Go ahead.
Will you continue looking for him?
If our path takes us that way. Unfortunately, with Ethan Shadowspark on the loose, we are already seeing effects of things that he may be involved in. I take it you have heard the rumors of Yargish.
I have. It's unfortunate. I much liked their trade in goods that they brought.
I have a bad feeling about the timing. And, of course, the location. We already know about the ley lines. And though I am not as informative as I would like to be, I do remember that was a major turn for the Shadowsparks.
Yes. Those battles long ago, when... Second. When Fane and Pora met on the battlefield of Yargish during the sacking of the Baladoon tribe, so much blood was spilt. So much pain. But what would possess anyone to attack Yargish now is beyond my understanding. Yes, it is believed that the ley lines run that direction.
I do not recall anything about that battle. It is bits and pieces. But I do know that the wars stopped shortly after. Shadowsparks died. Shadowsparks disappeared. We have told you that Athen is now roaming free again.
And while you say that, we've had less reports here in the city.
I do not see why he would stay here. I assumed he was gathering his strength by killing random, homeless, and poor. People that would not be missing. We confronted him, but he managed to escape.
Let's hope that's not what he was doing.
I would like to say that that is true, but we both know he did not finish what he started.
She just stares off into the distance. No, he did not.
And I believe that his followers are still around. You already have one in custody. And a co-conspirator of the plague, which we have already found out had the Shadowspark's name written all over it. Have you found anything else out from interrogating Caldera?
Unfortunately, we have not. I know that isn't what you'd like to hear.
Well, we are hoping that maybe you can find something, some information that can help us through the Shadowspark Chronicles. We have gathered another book.
Another?
Yes, we've found book number 7, actually. I'll take it out.
There has to be something in these manuals other than instructions. Something to help us figure out a plot, a goal. I cannot believe that they would have made these books just to conquer the world. There had to be some rhyme or reason.
They were definitely created with darker meanings. There's no doubt about that.
While we were looking for the statue, some of us were afflicted by cursed items. We found this book in the matron mother's city under the mountain.
Matron mother? What on earth were you doing with the matron mother?
She had the statue that contained Oz's soul.
It all happened very quickly.
And you're alive.
Yes, due to the help of one mind flare.
Matron Mother Silent's been living quietly under that peak for quite some time. And you disturbed her.
Unfortunately, that is what happened. And it seems she now holds a grudge.
Oh! Oh, my sweet bishop. So much more than a grudge. They've lived there for quite some time, peacefully, mind you, for the most part. But you stole from her. That is
We were
unfortunate.
there looking for Oz's soul, which happened to be in an item in her collection.
That I understand. I'm just telling you to be careful.
You think that she is going to try and seek us out and seek vengeance?
Oh, it isn't about if, but when, Acolyte
Oh, no.
Marslin.
Would she be able to track any of the items that we took?
It's been many years since I've treated with her. I am not sure at the limits of her power.
I'm gonna take out my what the heck was it called? Eye of Expansion.
Okay.
You also have the remains of the gauntlet.
I'll take that out as well.
Afflicted me.
This is the gauntlet. The bishop had something quite extreme take over him. This was unable to be removed at first. It seemed to have extended tendrils and latched into him. Gunton was able to perform some magic to mostly remove it from him. I also took this item here, but it doesn't seem to have had any effect, unlike the other pieces.
What are you doing with those? What is it about all of you walking into my home and bringing these things like a cat brings a dead bird?
You
Why are you the way you are?
You are the only one we can trust with these, not with the knowledge. Unfortunately, and though Gwynton was able to remove this thing from my person, I have noticed that something is still attached to me. And I will open up the panel.
I'm guessing Marsland looks inside.
Oh, yeah.
Light.
So this light kind of emits outside of Bishop, and you've seen part of it before because you've worked on Bishop and done those kind of things, but not in this capacity. But as where previously there was kind of like this ball of swirling light that just kind of now there's something else that's just twisting inside of it, like a black vein that just kind of runs through it. It's still bright, but it's a noticeable thing that's there. Oh, Bishop. You had to put that on. You see...
Fortunately, we were in a hurry trying to escape, and some of us just threw things on to get out.
You see, Fane created that gauntlet. And when he did, he poured every bit of hatred and anything he had into it. It was an effective weapon for his top general. When that general was slain on the battlefield in Yargish, Fane bound his soul into the gauntlet itself and swore to him that he could keep taking the blood of his enemies and to let the fires of his rage continue to burn. And now you bring it here, broken. Did something happen when it broke?
There was black smoke.
Perfect. Well, let's hope for the best. As to your inner workings, you would need someone else to look at it. I'm not as well versed in that.
Well, there was 2 more items that had entities in it as well that were also destroyed. A glass cube and a ring.
All things that shouldn't exist. For answers to your core, you may be able to find someone on Brawl. But good luck there.
Is that an island or a city?
It's a city. It's on an asteroid in the astral sea.
I do not know much about my creation, and my master, Gaz, was not very informative.
Well, he shouldn't have still been alive.
I'll leave it at that. But yes, those items that Marslin has also came from the Matron Mother's collection.
This item here, this eye, do you know any history behind this?
Tell me you at least didn't put it on, Marslin.
I may have attuned to it.
So, have you noticed any ill effects?
That I can say of. I mean,
He has been unfocused as of late, finding it difficult to relay his thoughts. It is not normal for him.
Well,
I'm not meta. I'm just saying what I've
No.
noticed.
right. Well, you see, what you hold there is the Eye of Expansion. Seems to be a great tool, powerful in the right hands, if used properly.
it did seem to give me quite an advantage if I were to use it in battle, just from the short period of time that I had it on.
Until you find that it drains your intelligence. All things
that
come
can't
with a
be.
price.
It's a good thing that I didn't keep it on then.
But I'll destroy it properly if you so choose.
Is that the best course of action that you think we should take with that?
It's all yours. Whatever you'd like to do with it.
I mean, it seems like it has dark magic in it. I would hate for that to get into somebody else's hands.
The choice is yours.
I'll leave it to you to do what you decide is best.
I think that is a wise decision. At least it didn't affect your wisdom. As to your possible other maladies, seeking the help of a priest to help restore you to your original state might be beneficial.
I guess I have seemed a little cloudy. A couple spells have been a little hard to remember lately. Do you think that could be because of the eye?
She just looks at you, just with this blank stare. Good chance.
Interesting. I never suspected that. What would I ask a priest to do?
Seek for them to restore you.
Can you make me more smarter, please?
I'm not sure.
I would like to ask your advice, as we know that one of the books remains in Parents' Folly. due to the nature of our departure, is it wise to try and retrieve said book?
I would say you might have a difficult time considering your actions with Jade.
I would not wish to leave such a dangerous artifact in the hands of that group.
If we go back, Jade's not with us now. If we go back with Jade and Oz isn't with us, do you think they would recognize us?
She looks at Bishop and then looks back at you.
I just kind of look down at me too.
And she just holds a hand up. Maybe you should seek out that priest. So, what's next for the great adventurers?
We are kind of at a loss currently. There has been multiple disasters, one right after another. We need to gather, regroup.
How about this? I call up my favor that you all owe me for locating your friend Oz and ask you, tell you, to investigate what has happened in Yargish. It could be as you fear. And then we'd be even on that, as no one likes to owe a debt.
As much as I dread going back to Yargish, if it has something to do with the Shadowsparks, I am willing to investigate for the Academy.
Then it is agreed.
I will say, be wary of Colton. He has very cruel intentions, and I do not believe he is at all happy with what has happened.
Marsland, you said there were no issues.
I did?
Yes, just...
Of course he...
I didn't say there were no issues.
He was lovely.
It was very much along those lines, right? Like, I'm not crazy here.
Nope.
No, you're not crazy.
I said he wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, that's no issues then.
Whatever he had planned for Oz, he is now frustrated. And I don't know about the meeting between Marsland and... Or was it Marsland and I can't think of it. No.
No.
The kid. The brother.
Oh, way back?
No, that was me.
Okay.
He came in and we had a little chit chat.
All right. I don't remember if it was Marsland or you that had that conversation, but yeah. So I'm not going to say anything since I didn't know. I wasn't there.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
I do have one other thing. this is going to be, oh gosh, sorry, have to sneeze. A strange request. You don't happen to know anything about elven smiths that can forge with dragon fire in their forge for reconstructing a magical weapon, do you?
I'm sure they exist. I would think the Arboreum would have something.
This is not the first time I have heard about the Arboreum. Oz was very adamant about keeping the details of it to himself.
It is an elven city to the west.
Is it a safe place?
It's the actual home of Colton Frost. Take that how you may.
And I'm out.
So it is not a safe place.
They typically don't have any issues, but they're not the most keen on outside visitors.
Is it? Are people free to enter the city, or is it a locked city?
Free is a stronger word. Business and trade is allowed. Vacationing there is not as much.
Since
Understood.
this is Colton's hometown, I am assuming a larger Frost Reaver presence.
I'm sure he keeps his reavers near him at all times, but they are not what runs the city. Colton does not run the Arboreum.
I bet he would like to debate that.
Oh, he wouldn't dare argue with the magistrate there.
Is there some disturbing issues between the two?
Colton respects the rule of the land, and since the fall of the king, then there in the Arboreum, the magistrate is the rule of the land.
Understand.
One more unrelated question. I just remembered this, having was reading about it recently. Are there any teleportation circles in the academy that I could use if we are far away and wish to return?
She lays a hand on your shoulder. Of course we have teleportation circles, Marsland. We have things that your mind is not ready to comprehend. Now, are those circles available to you at the moment? Unfortunately, not right now.
What does it take for me to get use of them?
Keep working
20
and
more
doing
years.
2 more level ups.
Well, and she grabs your hand with the mark and kind of sets her hand on the mark. With your current status being increased to that of Wizard of the Academy, it won't be too long. But you now have access to the 3rd floor. And as she removes her hands, you see you have a new additional mark on your hand.
He's like vibrating in excitement.
He vibrated with excitement as she touched him.
Hey now.
Do be careful on the 3rd floor. We don't need another floof incident.
What
It's
floof
a long story for another time.
It's okay. I have time.
But I do not. I feel the penetrating. I feel the penetrating eyes of others waiting for their turn to speak.
Well, thank you once again for taking the time. We will investigate Yargish and report back.
Seek out that priest. I think it would be helpful. Yes. Sometimes I regret my decisions. I'll have a great day. And she just snaps her finger and you're there in the ruins of Rashan.
Maybe you should discuss with Quentin what she means by restoring properties.
To be clear, I feel fine, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what you all are on about exactly. I maybe I'm a little foggy, but I feel myself.
I would take any advice that Drusilla gives you and run with it. But that is just me.
I don't think they like people running in the academy, but maybe a swift walk.
Quentin would be more informative than I. And I turn to walk out.
Perhaps I will chat with him.
So you touch the book. Marsden, you're in Rashan there by yourself for the moment.
I'm going to just take a moment to myself to kind of... Okay. I haven't really paid too much attention. Kind of tried to block it out while we've been chatting, but I'm going to take a few minutes to take it in, and it feels like there is something that I can't grasp that you might consider an emotion dawning on Marsland in this place. So he's gonna take it in and then head out after a few.
And the more you look at it, like you've been here at one point. Like there's a good chance that some of the things you're seeing outside of here are people you knew or knew of. Because you knew who like stayed in some of these places. Much like you enjoy libraries, these people obsessed over their particular tasks and where you're at. This would be somewhere they would have been when the incident happened.
This is horrible. He'll sketch out what he sees.
That's fair.
I did not wait.
Yeah. And then you guys are going to leave and head back to the house?
I am going towards I'm going to go to the temple.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the 3rd floor.
Okay. We'll come back to you guys. You guys have had quite a bit of time.
Do other people play?
Yes. Just you stayed back at the house. Was there anything specific you were doing? Because I know what Quentin's doing because he's shopping and stuff.
I was going to speak with Bren and ask her to make me a breastplate with Sylvanus's emblem on it, and ask her how much that cost.
Okay. So you walk upstairs. Let's see. We're not in serious tones now. You walk upstairs. She kind of comes out of the blacksmithing room and kind of groggy. Yo, what can I do for you?
So I saw what you did with Bishop's chest armor, and I'd like if you could make me a breastplate that has this symbol on it. And I hold out this rough sketch I made of Sylvanus's symbol from when Gwenton lent me his book.
Okay. 1 second. Are you talking like you just want you want me to make you a whole breastplate, or you have something you want me to put this symbol on, or?
I don't currently own a breastplate, so I was hoping that I could give you what little gold I have, if it's enough, and you could make me one. If you need more, I can get more money.
Well, I'm going to have to get materials and things. I mean, we're looking at least at probably 400 gold pieces just for the breastplate alone, to get that made, and then whatever materials we need. How ornate you want to get with the symbol itself?
Oh wow, 400 gold. That's a lot. Okay.
They're not cheap, dear.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that's how much they like cost if I went to, somebody I didn't know to buy one. But that's okay. I'm sorry for bothering you.
Not a problem. So that's a no.
I can't afford it right now. I had to spend like 200 gold in getting Diamond Crush to get 2 curses removed off of me. So all I've got right now is like 200 gold, and I still have other stuff I have to buy.
Well, all right then. She points at you, and then she kind of cracks her back. I need to get something on that. And just kind of walks downstairs.
All right, see you later. Bye. And then I zoom off and go back to my room and start writing a list next to my short story about Marsland, not Marsland that I've been writing. And I start writing myself a list. I need plants for my room. I need a new set of lock picks. And yeah, that should be it. That should be all I need. I need another healing kit. And so I'm running around frantic trying to make a list of all the things that I need to buy.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Quentin.
Yes.
You 1 second. You finish your shopping. You've been shopping this whole time. It's great. You got all your bags. You're just walking through the streets of Beverly Hills. You were heading to the temple next, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you see the temple there. It's not like heavy traffic. But it's the temple. I mean, with everything that's going on, then it's not super surprising. You step inside, you're going to go see High Priest Cluster.
Yeah.
Okay. You step inside, and you see him. His back is turned, and he's kind of looking out the window in his office as you kind of open the the door to his office area, and he's just kind of stroking his turtle beard. And
I was really hoping you were going to say turtle beard.
I have this image of the guy from Kung Fu Panda, you know.
Take my stick.
I just watched Kill Bill 2 again recently, and I'm thinking of the old guy that kept like flinging his beard at her.
And you just, oh yes, this is a curious situation.
I walk up to him and say, "What's the curious situation?"
Oh, Quentin, you stop. I'm glad I can heal myself. I feel that my heart almost stopped. You shouldn't sneak up on people. How'd you become so sneaky? Is it those friends you've been hanging out with?
I mean, some of it might have rubbed off on me, but I feel like I was clanking as usual with this heavy armor.
It may be that my hearing is not as good as it used to be. Some things magic can't fix.
But no, magic is the answer to everything. So one thing Marsden taught me.
Oh, that seems like a horrible idea.
Well, you were saying something seemed curious, and I look out the window to see if I can see anything.
Oh, there's nothing out the window. I'm in deep thought. What brings you here?
Well, there's been a series of events the last few weeks that just keep adding and testing and making me lose faith in myself and whether or not I'm able to help anyone or even try to help Truesilver.
You must not lose faith, Marsland. It's all we have. Or Quentin.
An hour and a half of Marsden talk. That's what happened.
Yeah, I know. It's in the end, it's all we have. It's faith in our God and faith in each other, your friends. I feel you bring bad news on that front.
Well, thanks to a mistake I did, we lost my friend's soul.
Well, no soul is truly lost. But believe me, all things that happen for a reason. There is no decision. There is no universe where it all doesn't come around.
I mean, I can get that things happen for a reason. And it's not that I don't believe in Truesilver and my friends. It's just mistake after mistake is making it hard to believe in myself.
Think about how you struggled with your books when you were learning here at the temple. You never gave up. You always looked on the positive side of things. And look what that brought you. You've gone out. You've seen large parts of this world already. And still, here you are. And it wouldn't have happened had your curiosity not led you where you're at today.
Yeah, but the same side of that coin, if I didn't go that way, my brother wouldn't be dead right now. My friend's soul wouldn't be lost in the astral sea.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. You lived a careless life. Whether this happened as it did or somewhere else, you know this would have still happened.
I'm pretty sure at least my friend losing his soul wouldn't have happened the way it happened.
You have to think, how did this friend lose his soul to begin with?
I mean, I know he made decisions on his own. He
You
was only
see?
there because of me.
You see? Not everything is your fault. Don't you think that way, Quentin. Don't you do it.
I mean, I will try to keep thinking that way. but it's not going to be easy for sure.
It's not like you went into a place, stabbed your weapon into the one thing that could have saved your brother and kept him in a good shape. You didn't do that.
I mean, you're right. I don't have anything that stabs.
See? Things happen. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they're good.
Yeah, it just seems like we're getting more of the bad right now.
All things are bad right now. And he walks over and he closes the door. I feel like we should speak more in private. What did you have? Why are you really here today?
What do you mean?
You came here? Nearly startled me to death. Was that your only objective?
I mean, we just got back from, another failed attempt in Dearney. Saw a... Did I see Yargish up in smoke?
I don't think you were up there.
Justinian and I were the only two on the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Did Bishop say anything to the rest of the group? I don't remember.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know what to do now. I know we need to figure out what the Shadowsparks are up to try to save the gods. Justinian's patron was confirming that whatever they're doing is also affecting his greater god.
This is what I mean. There's a much bigger theme at play here. By the way, do you remember the young girl you diagnosed when you were leaving the temple?
The half-orc?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember her.
Thanks to you and your friends, she is better. She left a couple weeks ago to return to Yargish.
You're an asshole.
I know, right? It's like she had it way before you did. Well, I'm glad the Academy is distributing the cure pretty quickly, it seems like.
Yes, we worked very closely with them. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I mean, do you have any idea where I could go, any of us could go to try to find out more about the Shadowspark?
Cluster! Have you heard any news? Any news from True Silver?
I see you're back.
And?
Do you not respect a closed door?
Kool-Aid man.
Who's at the door now?
I look back at the door. I will shut it on when I leave. Have you heard?
Quentin, meet Anaximander.
Anaximander?
Call me Annex.
I don't think Annex is a whole lot better than Anaximander. But I mean, my name's spelled with all Y's and pronounced with I's, so I don't have much to say there.
Staring at Quentin.
And describe what Quentin sees.
What Quentin sees is a tall human with salt and pepper hair and a full beard. Not as full as Quentin's, but full down to just a couple inches.
Yeah, right, not as full as mine.
And clad in plate with a symbol on the front of his armor, blue tabard and purple undershirt.
Is it the True Silver symbol?
No.
It is not.
Okay, so same scenario as mine.
No.
Now, Annax, this is Gwynton, a study of mine at one time.
I'll look down at Gwynton, then I'll get down on one knee.
Don't patronize me like that.
You have seen things.
I have seen a lot of things.
I see it in your eyes.
Gwynton, don't be so quick to insult. He's just being respectful.
If you have been... The last few months, everybody makes comments about how short I am. I'm getting a little short-tempered on that one. But yes, I have seen many things, Annex.
I too have seen things.
And what have you seen that you're bursting into a room for right now?
For another time. Maybe. If we meet again. Clester!
Well, Annex, if you give me a moment. Gwynton here seems to be suffering from the same problem that you're suffering from. You all could probably have a chat about it.
I hope it's not ED.
It might be ED.
What?
Is there another chair in the room?
There are chairs in the room, yeah.
All right. So I'll pull up a chair in front of. I'm assuming they're sitting, or are they standing in the room?
They're standing.
I thought we were standing, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're standing.
All right. Well, I'll look at the both of them. It's like as you know, I am a Naxamander. I am a servant of Tyr, and I have lost contact with Tyr, and it is most distressing.
When was the last time you talked to Tyr?
It has been several months. Are you in communication with True Silver?
Well, I talked to True Silver recently, within the last couple days, actually. The communication was breaking, like, insanely, but it was still there. So whatever's happening to the gods happened to Tyr quicker than True Silver.
Our stories are alike. Something has happened. I shouldn't be here. Where? What did True Silver say?
Dear God, I remember the last thing she said to me. What were we talking about? I think it was Under the Mountain, and it was talking about the Mother Matron. She was warning me about an enemy we're about to talk to, but she did say that it's sounded like it was saying getting tougher, and if I remember correctly, she did mention the Shadowsparks and that's basically it.
Do I know the Shadowsparks? Have I heard that name?
No. Nope.
Okay. Well, a lot of that I can't make heads or tails. But something is going on.
Yes. From what we've been able to see in our travels, it seems like the Shadowsparks are coming back to life and causing more trouble again like they did 1,000 years ago. 500 years ago. Centuries ago. Long time ago. 2,000 years ago.
A year and a half.
Yeah, right. Last week. Are you able to still use any of your power that you got from Tyr?
Yes. And that is a good sign.
I would agree. That would mean the connection isn't fully broken.
Yes.
Just the god, he's just somewhere he can't talk.
I have been wandering for months from temple to temple, and I have found no sign, and all the reports are the same.
Well, if you need help with your with a next move, I don't have one at the moment.
Quentin, it seems your objectives may be aligned here. Just keep your options opened.
Am I interrupting?
Annex, you just see this massive round ball of a machine come walking through the door.
Have I ever seen anything like this?
Nah.
Okay. By the gods. Cluster. What is this?
That would be Bishop. He is a companion of mine. It's nothing to fear. Unless his eyes are glowing red, you're fine.
Noted.
But
Bishop, I am Alexander.
It is. Nice to meet you, Alexander.
Anaximander. Sorry.
You have
How
been so
am I
puzzled.
going to keep your name straight if you cannot?
Call me Annex.
And Marsland's the one that needs help.
You'll have to pardon Annex Bishop. It seems he's lost all contact with his god, Tyr. So he is...
I'm focused on other things, like contacting Tyr. Well, Quentin, it appears you and I have the same problem.
We do have the same problem, and he's also helping me try to figure out that problem, what to do about it.
I'll look
Bishop,
over at Bishop. Are you unable to speak with your gods?
the machine gods.
They exist.
He doesn't have gods like that, Annex. It's more of... Go ahead.
Do not worship any deity. That does not mean I do not believe in them.
Well, like dear Quentin here, my power comes from the god that I worship and I serve.
It is unfortunate what is happening currently. Hopefully, we can remedy that. I was not expecting you to have so much company, Lester. And I definitely was not expecting Quentin here.
And I wasn't expecting anyone. I was just trying to contemplate things about my day, and, well, here we are. A group of us in my office, and not a cup of tea in sight.
Well, I can't help but the tea.
Well,
Not very good at making it.
Quentin, what's your next action?
Well, now that Bishop's here, if he doesn't mind talking to Cluster about whatever he's here for. He was at the academy earlier with Marsland discussing stuff.
I was actually here on other business. I was hoping Lester would help you with your lapse in faith.
Ouch.
Well,
it's out there.
Well,
Quentin, is this true? Have you lost faith?
it has been hard for me to keep faith, as I mentioned earlier. I have the belief. I believe in everybody. It's just when you have, it seems like the gods are pushing you down constantly, with cursed items, mother matrons trying to murder you, plants trying to murder you.
And he comes over and he just
Lava.
grabs your shoulders. Listen to me. In these dark times, don't forget that those that have dark purpose can have power to make your life worse. Don't think it's your god that is turning their back on you more than some other god overshadowing them.
Oh, I don't believe she is willingly turning her back on anyone. I know that Shadowsparks are playing a huge role in everything that's happening right now. It's more of all the other things that have happened, like losing my brother, losing my friend a second time because I made a mistake, setting a forest on fire.
I didn't think that was your fault.
It was not. And though you are mentioning all the bad things, you are not mentioning the good things that have happened as well. Yes, you lost your brother, but you saved my sister. Yes, we lost Oz, but we saved 3 children that a town gave up on. And though we were not involved in said fire, we did a lot to stop it from destroying that town.
Yeah, you are right there, Bishop. And I am glad that we were able to save those kids that Tierney didn't even care was missing.
See, you must show the light of true silver everywhere. And he motions Bishop to come inside. And it's getting kind of cramped in there. His office isn't huge.
Yeah, I was just kind of like bending over looking through the door.
Yeah, so he motions for you to like come inside and shut the door so it gets all, and he just has you 3 in a circle there. But it's tight. Listen.
I did not wish to speak about you behind your back. I just needed information on how to cope with you, to get you to see that it isn't all bad.
You weren't trying to talk about me behind my back, Bishop. You were concerned about me. And that does make me happy to know I have friends who were going to go and try to help me when I wasn't around.
Listen, all of you. Many years ago, the gods themselves used to designate an avatar to walk among these lands. They would walk among the people here in town. They were designated by the gods themselves, a pure connection. There's a chance these avatars still exist out in the world. If they're imprisoned by dark magic, that would explain the connection that has grown so weak that you've experienced. Maybe that's where we look next.
If we were to try to find them, is there anything special about them that would help us differentiate, whether it's, I don't know, some aura?
If you found one, you would immediately know. There is no magical field or aura that could block that feeling. It would be like the sun itself within your body, an unnatural warmth and protection. It would make you almost giddy to be around them. If you are able to be giddy. He looks at Anax and you.
We have a very stern expression. Lester, I couldn't tell you the last time I was giddy.
Then it looks like an objective you have. I would love to see it.
I will do my best to keep an eye out for a person that makes us feel that way.
I fear something bad has happened to these avatars.
Are they avatars for every god? Is there an avatar for Tyr, for True Silver?
For many of the gods that fulfill these lands, not for all of them.
Well,
I know who the first one is. It's totally Luna.
is that in character?
No, sorry.
Well,
speaking of bad omens, we have been tasked by Drusilla. She wants to know what is happening in Yargish. She is calling in her favor.
Well, we promised we would help, and if it's just seeing what's going in Yargish, I have nothing against going there.
I believe this might have something to do with Shadowsparks as well.
Seems like there's a good chance that could be happening, considering how they seem to be everywhere around here. If it involves the Shadowsparks, involves the gods. So, Anex, if you would like to accompany us to a next area to try to investigate this, you're more than welcome to.
what is going on in Yargish?
Oh, please, please, Annex, you should go. Yes, I believe this would be quite beneficial for your cause. I think this would be very good. And he's just shaking his head up and down. Very good for your quest.
Out of my parish.
Cluster, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were trying to get rid of me.
I don't think you know any better. I just want you to find your goal. Find Tyr. And what better than a group of highly experienced adventurers?
Now look at Quentin and Bishop. Experienced. Well, I know experienced, and I can see it in your eyes. And Bishop, I can't see anything in your eyes.
All right. Just took my pen.
But apparently I'm not supposed to be able to see red. So
I don't even know how your eyes are glowing right now.
Rumor has it that pirates have attacked Yargish, but I do not believe that to be the case.
well, pirates does not sound like an avatar. But wandering this city, waiting for Tyr to speak to me, is not helping. If I can do any good until Tyr calls, then you have my sword. But if Tyr calls, I will have to leave.
It was nice meeting you. I think a lot of the problems we are coming across all are from the same source.
You three have much more experience in what is going on right now than I. Then so be it. I will accompany you for the time being to Yargish. Do I recognize that name?
I mean, you've been investigating the
map,
city a
yeah.
bunch. You've seen a map. Yep.
There are many questions that I have, but I guess that is for another time. You have mentioned one in particular, and that is the Shadowsparks.
Well, I can fill you in as much as I can on those later.
On our trip to Yargish.
many chances to fill you in on that.
Well, I am looking for an inn. I have left the confines of the inn, but I can go back. Cluster, I was hoping for more news, but I suppose I will stay one more night.
Well,
here in the city.
Apparently, we have a bed and breakfast
I was
available.
going to say that. We have room and board for you.
I have nothing to my name, so I can't pay you now.
If you have no money, how will you go to an inn?
I will offer my services to them, as I will to you.
I mean, Marsland?
So
not going to go there.
You have my sword,
well,
and I will stand watch over this bed and breakfast.
Well, if you're standing watch and you're not sleeping, which is the point of a bed and breakfast, you can stand watch while we're traveling.
You all are truly dizzying.
Sorry, that's one thing I've learned is to have 10 conversations at the same time, and none of them make sense.
You were mentioning something about offering tea? Just kidding. I do not need such beverages.
He needs oil, though, if you have oil.
I'm looking them up
That is
and
not
down.
accurate as...
I'm looking for a mouth. Where would the tea go?
I do not need sustenance in that fashion.
Does Bishop have a dipstick?
He doesn't use oil.
Yeah, it's called Marslin.
Oh, hey. But, okay. Sorry, Cluster. I didn't mean to, off the rails this conversation. Is there anything else besides the information about the avatars you could think of?
That's what I was contemplating, and I may have more, but I must take time to remember.
Well, if you remember anything, please reach out to me.
I will. Safe travels, Quentin and Bishop. Annex.
I am assuming you still have not received any confirmation from your emissary, Two Parents Folly.
It's strange, as I've not heard anything since we sent them there. I feel something might have happened.
That does not bode well.
I wouldn't recommend sending anyone else after them unless they have excessive experience in self-protection.
Maybe an experienced group of adventurers.
We are not allowed to go back.
Never seen one of those.
So if we were to go back there, it would have to be people that they've never seen, which are only 2 of the people in our group right now, including NX right here.
Well, I didn't know that I would be an errand boy.
Wouldn't consider it an errand.
What is it you require?
There is an artifact that we last saw there that does not need to be there. But that is something to discuss at a later time.
Understood.
I believe we should go back and talk to Justinian and Marsland to fill in this information he doesn't know, and then we need to find out what's going on, what you guys found out at the academy.
Yes, Marsland was still there when I left to come here.
maybe I'll walk into him on the way back to the house then. Not sure what time of day it is.
It would be probably just afternoon.
Okay. I have nothing else to talk to you about, Cluster.
I'm glad I could be of service.
You are appreciated as always. You are wise beyond your years.
Cluster, thank you for your hospitality these past several months and allowing me to check in.
Not a problem. We welcome all at the temple.
They welcome all and regret half.
I do indeed feel welcome.
Well,
Bishop, are you heading out?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all begin to leave, Clester puts a hand on Gwynton's shoulder and just kind of holds you back a little bit as they walk out of the room.
Good luck.
And he leans down to you. Thank you.
I'm just gonna be confused and be like, what?
And he just squeezes your shoulder and just pats you on the back. You can feel it, like, it's not just a pat, it's kind of a push. Yeah.
And then you hear, click.
Yeah.
I need to get better locks on this door.
So you all, where are you all heading?
I'm heading back to the house.
Yeah, because I got stuff to give out to people.
Okay. Before I go back to Marsland, Justinian, anything you've been writing and...
Yes, so I've got my list. I run out real quick and pick up those few little things that I needed. Healing kit, a set of lock picks, and a couple of plants for my room to start making it homey for myself. And then I've been writing a story about a Tabaxi wizard that falls in love with a sun elf wizard who runs an academy.
Okay. Just send me a list of everything you picked up.
You got it.
All right. Marsland.
Uh,
Hold on. You walk up to the third floor, and again, you feel this force, and your symbol on your hand lights up, and it allows you to pass as you walk up the winding staircase onto the third floor.
oh, tantalizing. Why is there epic music playing?
Because this is how Marsland
you're
feels.
about to do something stupid.
Because it's how Marsland feels. Stepping up onto the floor, this is different, and there's far less people here. You see, like, they're cages, but they're magical cages, right? And they're just cage after cage after cage after cage, walls and walls, and inside of them, you see creatures. You look over at one, and you see this dog-like creature, and you see it disappear and appear somewhere else, and somewhere else. But it's inside this enclosure. There's strange creatures with multiple eyeballs just kind of floating around. And this small gnomish creature with kind of like an unnatural purple skin just walks over there to you. Hello! Welcome, new wizard, to the third floor!
Thank you. What is this? What is the purpose of this floor?
Well, there's many purposes of each floor here we have at the Academy, but this one is quite special. Have you ever been looking for just that rare component to cast the spell that you really need? a finger of a newt, or maybe the hair from a devil dog? Well, we have devil dogs. We have them right here. You just go in and pluck them out. Careful, they bite.
How much does it cost?
Well, for the majority of things we have for simple spell components, it's all free of charge.
That's simply incredible.
But there are some, because it's not the easiest to get the toenail from a storm giant. So some of these things that, have some value to them, we can get them to you much cheaper.
I swear I've read about the toenail of a storm giant, but what would you use that in?
Oh, there's certain potions and different spell components. Make you big and strong. You don't look like the kind that want to be big and strong. You're puny.
I am quite strong, thank you very much.
And he looks at you and it's not just your stuff. You need diamonds for your cleric friends? We got them at a cheaper cost than you can buy them at the bank.
How much of a reduced rate do you offer these for?
At least a 10% discount.
At least a 10%. Does that mean it can go above 10%?
Well, there's sometimes I'm in a negotiating mood, and depending on the chaos that you cause, we don't want to forget about the floof incident.
People keep bringing up this floof incident.
It was not the greatest time. It's not the greatest time.
What happened in this floof incident?
I can't talk about it.
You don't want history to repeat itself, do you?
I don't. And you see, if you don't know about it, it can't happen again.
Or it can happen again by accident, which would be a great travesty.
No, we've put protections in place. Sort of.
Where do I find one of these floofs?
He's, follow me! And he takes you, and there's there's a variety of creatures and a variety of smells. This is not Biblicor. Everywhere else has been Biblicor. This is not Biblicor.
Does it smell like a zoo?
No. So he takes you over to this one, and inside you see this small, almost floating disc-like creature. And it's got these two eye stalks that are coming up, and each one's kind of looking its own way. And then it has several, maybe 20 to 30 little tendrils coming down from the bottom of this disc-shaped body. And the tendrils are just kind of moving around. And as you get close, you see one latch out onto this protective magical barrier, and then another one and another one. And it's there just kind of floating, staring at you.
Do I recognize what this is?
Yeah. So I would say that you would know a little bit about this. While they call them floofs, they're known as a flumph.
Flumph?
Yeah. FLUMPH. There it is. Straight from the Underdark.
I'm very curious what happened, but
in your head, you hear, "It's okay. You can let me out. There won't be any issues."
It wants to be let out. Should I just open the door here?
This cane appears, and the gnome just smacks the barrier, and the flump backs up. You stop talking to people. We discuss this. Let me out. You know you want to let me out.
Should I not let it out?
No, absolutely not.
Is that what happened in the floof incident?
I can't talk about it.
One of these days I'm going to hear about this floof incident.
Make an intelligence check.
Jerk. What was your name, by the way?
My name? Hold on. Let me
You
look
do
at
have a name, right?
Let me look at Norwegian cities.
Hello, Dingle.
That's a great name. My name is Dingle.
And his cannon.
And if you wanted to be respectful, you can just call me Mr. Hopper. That's Dingle Hopper.
What do you do for pleasure in your free time, Mr. Dingle Hopper?
Well, I stay here. I can't even tell you the last time I went outside.
I didn't have other things to do. I would do exactly the same thing.
Well, why would you ever leave? I didn't even aspire to go further. I stopped here. This is my life.
Similar to the floof incident you talk about, it is a long story that I don't have time to get into right now. But thank you for showing me around. Is there anything else notable on this floor?
You don't think this is notable enough? Creatures from all around the world? Come over here. Let me show you something that I bet you've never seen before.
Ooh, please do show me.
He takes you over, and inside, there's this, it's like a tank, and it's, whatever it is swimming in this liquid, and it's this furry fish with like long, like tusk-like teeth coming out. Its eyes are red, and it's aggressively attacking the magical barrier there.
One might not call this a werefish, would they?
Well, that's exactly what it is. We just happened to catch one. Believed to have originated somewhere in Drakenvold many hundreds of years ago. Some mutation of some alchemical bastardization.
That is quite a creature. Has it become invasive in the oceans?
Extremely invasive. There's even rumor of a were-kraken.
Were-kraken? That sounds like quite a sight indeed. I don't think I'd want to cross paths with one of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't be out on the open ocean if I were you.
Have we been able to do anything to get this werefish under control?
They're extremely aggressive. But they're working on it.
I imagine if they ever found out, if somebody were to have caused that great punishment, I would hope.
I would like to expound curse upon the family who ever did this. May they ever suffer. And that they live forever to know what they did.
Fascinating. Well, thank you for showing me around.
Sure. You don't want to just kind of stay and hang out?
Do you stay here all the time?
And he points over, and over in the corners like this kind of lightly made up, almost hay pile. Yeah, that's my room.
Do you have any family?
Nope.
No brothers, no parents?
Nope. I was an orphan.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm glad you've found belonging in the academy.
You gotta belong somewhere.
This is true. Well, you were the one that I would do business with if I needed, say, diamond dust or any of the more rare materials offered here.
Diamond dust, rare gems, magical components, I got you covered. And it feels better because your money's going toward the academy.
I mean, heck, I would just give the academy money if they asked.
We'll take it. And his hand shoots out. I mean, if you're passing it out, I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
As long as I know what it was going to, but I think I spoke too soon. Anyway, I must get going back to my friends. I'm sure I will be back here and to purchase some of your goods. It was nice meeting you.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Tyr, and I wish you the best. And may the spells be ever in your favor.
You're welcome.
No problem. Nobody satisfies like a good dingle hopper.
Gonna kind of give him a weird look and walk away. And I'll head out of the academy and start heading back to the house.
Okay. The rest of you, Justinian, you hear the heavy footsteps of Bishop and everyone else walking inside the home.
Okay, so I come out of my room and start walking towards the banister. And as soon as I see somebody I don't recognize, I instantly pop disguise self to look human.
Okay. All right, you're all minus Marsden are standing in the foyer. You see a human standing upstairs.
Why
Hello,
would you
we've got
change
company?
your appearance?
Because there's somebody here I don't know.
I don't think any of us would have brought someone here if we thought they were a danger.
Right, but a lot of people don't like the way I look.
I just look at you. I look down at myself again.
I mean, we have Justinian, Marsland, Crow, you, Noodles.
I believe introductions are in order.
And next, when he says crow, you just hear this small creaking sound, and from the wall, you just see these fingers stick out, and they're just like tapping against the ground, and you hear, "Did someone say crow?"
Wait,
By the gods, what is that?
wait.
Oh, that's my best friend, and I run over and I give her some little sweets out of my bag.
Why don't you get out of the basement?
She is in the basement.
No, she's got her little thing where we slide the food in. And
I thought that was in the
no,
kitchen
it's
area.
No, it's on the wall in the that wall that would go up to the basement. That wall's been sealed by Bren, but there's a flip thing in there.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
so I just give her some sweets.
She just scrapes them back, and you see the flap go down. So Annex, you saw all that.
Don't worry, she's harmless as long as we don't say attack.
It just pops up a little bit. Did someone say attack?
Yes, but you're okay right now, Crow. I was just letting our guests know that you aren't going to hurt them for no reason.
I don't believe I've ever seen a creature quite like that.
You probably wouldn't have. She came from underground in Smyrna, and our people lived there for 2,000 years, so they evolved differently than what most people are used to.
You're a dwarf, and you live underground, and you don't look like that.
I do not live underground. Never lived underground.
Wow, that's racist.
Whoa, what misconception do you have about dwarf here, Amex?
From my understanding, most dwarves enjoy being underground.
Enjoying being underground is not the same as living underground.
Maybe.
I think Amex has got kicked from the party.
Well,
there's the door.
So
sorry.
You're right, Bishop. I better just get this out of the way and just snap my fingers and turn into good old green skin, pointy nose, pointy eared, big antler Justinian.
Amex, this is Justinian. His god is also going through the same thing that Tyr and True Silver are. So
and your god is
Sylvanas. But I get my powers from Ferronda, so I can talk to him clear as day.
Hold on a second. You worship Sylvanas, yet you talk with Ferrandis.
Yes. You see, long story short, so like 2 months ago, I saw this guy. He kind of looked like, a cross between like a dog and a ram, kind of like how I look like a cross between like a fairy, and I've got the stag horns. And so some guards were trying that I was in their squad. They decided they were going to roll him for money. I tried to stop him. He got stabbed. He asked me to watch over this, and I hold out the hilt of the sword, and I'm like, and he asked me to watch over this and to protect it at all costs. I said yes. I woke up looking like this. I came here trying to find the other pieces of the sword, which I found, and then I ran into these guys, and then the guy that was extremely rude to me, and saying, "Oh, you should say thank you." He wound up telling his uncle that he should let us ride on.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You protected an old man, and he rewarded you.
Yes, with awesome powers.
You protected an old man.
Yes.
Okay, you've got me.
Yep.
Tell me this story another time. I'm very tired.
As you tell, just sitting in chairs a lot. He cares a lot too.
It's like 3 in the afternoon.
This is a lot to take in a very short amount of time.
Pushes a chair over.
I'm gonna take the chair. Well, I'm Annex Commander Starward, and I am a follower of Tyr. And I have not heard from Tyr in many months.
Out of character, is your name a play on Star Wars X Commander?
No.
The way you just said, I heard Annex Commander.
Annex Commander.
Star
Wars.
Like Star. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's an unfortunate accident.
Oh, and I used to be human too. So, like, I totally get the whole human thing. It's kind of a lot when you take in Bishop and Marslin.
You look like a druid.
A druid?
Druid is a class, not a race.
But you look like someone who would be a druid.
I think he basically is. His god's foresty.
You'll have to forgive me. My understanding of dwarfs is that they live primarily underground. Apparently, that is not the case. So you'll forgive me for that. And you were a human who is not a druid, yet has antlers. And then I'll look at Bishop and be like, you are something I have never, ever thought to ever see in my life. And then there is Crow.
Wait till you see Marslin.
Did someone say Crow?
How you doing, Crow? Got plenty of mushrooms down there?
Does someone want to let Crow out to meet the new voice she hears?
Is she a slave?
No. She just is really interested in new people. And I go over and I unlock the door with the key that Bryn gave me.
Oh, did she give you a key?
Yep.
Yeah. When I asked to go downstairs with Crow.
Okay. So you unlock it and you're opening the door?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She comes out.
I'm going to stand up abruptly. Are you keeping someone prisoner in that basement?
She's not supposed to be prisoner in the basement. You'll see tonight why she gets locked in the basement. We'll just leave her out for you.
Leave her out? Jesus. So she comes out, you see the long black hair and like the tattered white dress, and she's got these goggles on up against her face, covering her eyes, and she's crawling on all fours like real slowly. And as she comes out, she like curls around the wall and almost like is attached to the wall, and then she just bends backwards, and then her whole body flips around as she scoots over toward you, and she just starts sniffing you.
It smells different. It's
I'm gonna lean down and go to where I think her ears are because they're covered in greasy hair. Are you okay?
Pulling the
Yes.
if you're not.
All right.
Crow is okay. Why would Crow not be okay?
Are you captive?
Would you like to see my home?
When was the last time you saw your home?
I just came from my home. Crow lives here. It's safe. Crow waits for Oz. Oh, Crow forgot. There is no more Oz.
I've heard this name before. It sounds to me like this person meant a lot to you.
It was Crow's world. Oz saved Crow from the darkness and told Crow about the evil sun that burns the eyes.
I'm looking at Quentin for help. Evil sun.
Okay, remember how I mentioned she's from a place called Old Smyrna? It's literally underneath the current Smyrna, and there was no sun. So think of it like a mole coming out and having sun hitting them and not know what's happening.
Crow will make it clear.
And she like almost climbs up on you and gets close to your face, Annex.
It's
and her eyes.
Well, he can't see it because they're like dark goggles, you know?
Yeah.
She just looked.
It's where Ogo Bogo lives. Now you know where Crow came from.
Ogo what?
Ogo Bogo was a frog god.
Do I know Ogo Pogo? I mean, it is
No.
God. Okay. It's not
Do you want to know about Ogo Bogo? Pull out a book. I can talk to you about Ogo Bogo if you need me to.
Have I told you about your possible Lord and Savior, Ogo Bogo?
Well, I am Crow. You can get down. I believe you. You are not captive.
So she just like slides down your armor like wet hands on glass. Just...
Something else to keep in mind is because she's underground, her eyes is not used to the amount of light the sun brings in, which is why she has goggles on, which is why she thinks the sun is evil.
Well, Justinian.
Yes.
You, Bishop, and Quentin have invited me to join you.
At that time, two people walk in. Well, we're here to stay the... Oh, God, what is that? We're not staying here. We're not staying here. And they walk out the door.
I'm not that bad looking, buttheads.
Now that we're here, where I can explain, as I mentioned, Justinian Annex also has a problem where his god Tyr isn't able to talk to him anymore. So there's two reasons he's here. One, he's going to come to us with Yargish to see if he can find any more leads. Since we have a feeling... Oh, yeah, sorry.
We're going to Yargish?
Drusilla pulled in her favor and asked us to investigate Yargish.
But Yargish is, like, burning down as we speak. Like
that is why she asked us to investigate. He was here when I was talking to Cluster, and he's been traveling around trying to find out what's happening to Tyr.
Wait, who's Cluster?
Cluster.
No, he hasn't been to church. Yeah, sorry.
Who's Cluster?
Cluster is the high priest at the church for at least True Silver, which, as you know, the church in this town is for several gods, not just one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I went to talk to him to consult him about things as of late, and he had this gentleman, busted down the door and then bent down to say hi to me, because apparently he just thinks everyone who's short has been bent down. There's so much being dropped right now. We don't even have Marsden to talk to yet. But he also needs a place to stay, and since he's going to be traveling with us, and Bren turned this into a bed and breakfast, we're like, just come here. It would make more sense than trying to find him when we leave, whenever we leave.
Yeah, absolutely. I just bought a whole bunch of plants for my room.
Okay. Just got to make sure somebody attends them when we're gone.
So, Crow.
She just, like, she's facing the other direction, and you see her head, like, show up between her legs as her body just flips over, and then she just flips back over from there.
Do you have a problem with me staying here? Justinian, the question goes to you as well.
I mean, if you're good enough for Bishop and Quentin, you're fine enough for me. I'm a house guest just like you are.
Who owns this house then?
The two of them plus Marsland and somebody else that's no longer with us.
Technically, to be fair, I don't think my name is part of this. I think this was supposed to be Bishop, Marsden, and Oz.
What did I heard my name? Who are you?
Hey, there is the final member of the group that I've been waiting for.
Deceiver, he's back.
Oh gosh.
She crawls over to Marsland.
Who let Crow out of the basement?
I did. She's fine. She's in the common room with us commoners. I didn't let her anywhere near your books.
The room better be locked at all times.
The books keep us warm in the darkness.
And this is why they have trust issues with Crow.
You have trust issues because you made us disappear.
Now, Crow, Marsden's not the reason Oz disappeared.
I explained to her that Oz had to honor an agreement that he made with his uncle, and that's why he won't be coming back.
And she walks up to Annex, just more sniffing.
You can stay here tonight, maybe.
Do we have I didn't think we were doing more of this. Do we have another B&B guest?
Well, we initially had two more, but they ran when they saw Justinian.
So I'll stand up, hold out my hand. Anaximander, starward.
Marsland. Just Marsland.
Oh, Marsland, I finished my short story. I'll have to show you tonight before we head to bed.
It is not often that I see Vidalcan.
You're aware of Vidalcan?
You stand out.
I mean, we are tall.
And blue.
Everybody focuses on the blue. It's like you've never seen somebody that is blue.
Only on corpses in the battlefield.
Wait, what did you say?
Only on corpses in the battlefield. Not.
Wow.
Are we sure we... Marsland takes a step back. Are we sure we trust this one to be in our house? Where did you find him?
High Priest Cluster asked us to travel with him. He thought it'd be good for him as he is trying to investigate the disappearance of his god, Tyr.
Thank you.
I'll give Marsden the rundown that I gave to Stydian.
Okay.
And go, what other news do you guys have from the Academy? Because you're caught up on my side.
Well, I'm assuming Bishop has filled you in on most of the stuff that we talked about.
That would be no. I have not gotten much more than a few words in. I did tell them that Drusilla was calling her favor in, and that we were to investigate what is currently happening at Yargish.
Yes, we can discuss that more in a second. I guess maybe let's get the other updates out of the way first. Everybody should know I'm now a wizard of the academy. Very look at this. I'm very excited. But
Justinian starts clapping.
Oh, thank you, Justinian. I'm so excited. It is maybe a little bit late of timing, but I do now get a additional discount on many ingredients for magical potions and spells, and this does include diamonds and diamond dust.
At that rate, spent $825 on diamond.
Could have potentially gotten a little bit off of that.
We know for next time, because knowing us, there will be a next time.
But
right.
Yes, if we need to use it in the future. Also, stay away from the floofs. They are very touchy about those. They're cute creatures, but I guess terribly scary. Also, Justinian.
Yes.
Drusilla didn't really know much about these elven smiths herself, but suggested adventure to the Arboreum, but that is quite a journey.
Well, we have to repay back the Academy first, and then we have to go get the other book that you guys left behind.
That is not in the direction that we need to go for the Arboreum, but...
Right, that's what I'm saying, is we need to go to Yargish, and then we need to go get the other Shadowspark book that you guys left in the town that, what's his name almost burned down. I'll worry about the sword after I've repaid that debt.
Did you forget the book? Can you inquire to have someone bring it here?
We tried that. You were there when we were talking about that, Anex.
The emissaries that I had mentioned were supposed to go and collect the book, but it is obvious that the town killed them.
Right, so we're going to have to go retrieve the book.
That does not sound like a peaceful journey.
That is going to be more complicated matters. Speaking of complicated matters, some of the items that we had collected from the Matron Mother's collection were possessed by the souls of some of the followers of the Shadowsparks. In particular, the item that I had carried the soul of one of their generals.
Yeah, there was like a demon in my cube.
Yeah, not sure if it was a demon or another follower of the Shadowsparks. But none of the items were good. And even though he insists that he is fine, Drusilla did say that Marslin needed to speak to a cleric or priest about restoration.
What are they restoring again? I missed that part of it.
You. They're restoring you.
Remember how I mentioned that if you're feeling off or anything, when compared to how you're initially feeling, to let me know that I can take a look? Because all the other items were cursed?
I mean, but I didn't think my item was cursed.
She
didn't
told you that it was cursed. You now know that it was cursed.
Yeah, but it didn't seem to affect me.
Obviously. You still need to talk to Quentin.
I'm just going to walk over and cast Remove Curse on Marslin.
Okay.
You put my hand on his shoulder and be like, yeah, you need to be honest about problems you're having there, Marslin.
Not having a problem.
It appears you are if Drusilla is telling you to talk to people.
Did anything happen?
Nope.
Oh no.
I did say
Yeah,
restoration, not remove. curse.
Considering
But that's
that,
just me talking.
Well, I know. Considering what happened with all the items, he would have tried remove curse first, and then do greater restoration.
That's fine.
That's fair.
No, you're good.
Why does no one listen to me?
Well, I mean, there's lesser restoration too. There's a million types of restorations to use. So yeah, I'll do. I never update my inventory with things. I'll do a greater restoration.
Okay. That's the one that uses the diamond dust?
Yes.
Okay. So you see Gwenton put his hand on you, and he reaches in his pocket, and you see all this shiny dust. And he just kind of throws it up and blows it forward as he says the incantation. And you like it gets everywhere, right? You just like sparkle covered. And as you do, like all of a sudden these memories just start coming back to you. You're remembering spells, you're remembering what happened, and you feel a lot better about your knowledge of things.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm thinking clearly for the first time. What happened? Oh my God. Thank you, Gwen.
To you, obviously, you thought nothing happened.
Now I'm really concerned. Did you show her your pen quill thing at all?
I did. It didn't even dawn on me.
We might want to have a conversation with her about that before we start heading off to see if that is cursed or not as well.
She was not exactly happy about us bringing these items into the academy to begin with. Obviously, we are collecting things that are just horrible.
And then just dropping it on her doorstep and letting her deal with the ramifications.
I don't remember her complaining when we brought all the ingredients to the cure.
Well, she asked us to bring those.
I'm just saying, bring 5 good things, bring 2 bad, and all of a sudden, ooh, watch out.
I mean, we also brought Bishop. He counts for like 10 bad things if he's on a bad day.
Only because he could kill everybody in this room without thinking about it.
I would definitely think about it.
As he's crushing your skull.
I slowly make my way upstairs to go to talk to Bryn.
We'll talk about Yargish later then.
I really do not have much in the information department on Yargish other than from way back when, and even that is limited.
So are we leaving tomorrow morning?
I mean, I don't see any sense in delaying.
As it will probably take us a week to get there. We probably need to.
I'll go out and check up on the horse real quick.
Oh, we aren't going to tag Colton?
That's now that you're feeling way smarter, if you have a good idea, please run it by us.
I'm pretty sure Colton wants nothing to do with us currently.
By the way, for reference, it's a 3-day journey to Yargish from Candor's by cart.
Was it?
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was longer than that.
I could have sworn it was longer than that too.
No, by cart.
Okay.
By foot,
yeah,
it's more. So it's all written down.
My business is my own.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen my sword?
No, but I've seen mine. It's in these 3 pieces right here.
All right, so Bishop goes upstairs to talk to Bren. Gwynton, what are you doing? It's starting to get into evening.
Yeah, I will check on the horse and the carriage and everything, make sure it's ready to go. And then when I go back in, I'll show Annex where he can stay for the night. As long as any of the rooms I knew were rooms are still actually rooms and not turned into a goddamn library by noodles.
Yep. There's room. So
okay.
Annex, are you just gonna follow people around, or?
I'm looking for an opportunity to corner Quentin alone.
Okay, that would be being murdered by the horse in the cart.
Okay, so you're going with him out to the horse. Justinian, what are you doing?
So I make a really simple dinner for Crow and I, and then I tell her we're gonna be going for a few days. Is there anything she wants me to bring back for her?
Bring me back shinies.
And I'm going to give her one of my 8 platinums.
Okay. She takes it, she bites into it. And she just looks up at it. At this point, going into the evening, she's removed her goggles, so you see her bulbous black orbular eyes. As she takes it, and just like a magic trick, the coin just disappears.
Yeah, she's awesome. We should have definitely made our last player play her instead of getting to make a new character. But anyways, so I'll get her situated back in her room for the night, and I'll let her know that I'm going to try to find some sort of spell or something so that her and I can talk when I go out adventuring with everybody, so she doesn't have to feel so alone.
Okay.
All right.
And Marsden, what are you doing?
What time of day is it?
It's evening.
Okay, I'm just going to just go into the bedroom / library, and if Lomar is there, chat with him. Otherwise, peruse the books.
Yeah, he's not in there.
Okay.
He was a figment of your imagination.
You also forgot to go see if who the dude Blue Man was in the academy.
It was Lomar the whole time.
It's actually Molar.
Lomain.
So Bishop walks upstairs to speak with Bren, and Gwynton and Annex head out to care for the horse. That's where we've got to stop this evening.
We don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to. I can go for like another hour.
Your endurance is appreciated, but we will most likely be back Monday the 3rd. We may be a little exhausted, but that's when the funny stuff happens. And thank you all for coming out with us tonight. We appreciate those that stopped by. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Quentin will be with you Wednesday for the pre-show show.
It'll be my last stream from this house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, exciting things going on. And there's a sub.
Oh, what the hell is that like lion growling?
It's the dragon roar. Yeah. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We always appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you in the dungeon. Thanks.
The end is upon us. I promise you, novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you've been walking. They call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP. I do what I want to. That's a mantra. Keep 'em running and gunning like Contra. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. The End is upon us, I promise you, novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah, that's a mantra. I keep them running and gunning like Contra, yo, I'm a monster. Turn it up. What you know about the final boss? I got him trying to buy time with the sign of the cross. I redefine high crime and the meaning of loss. I'm off hip, but I body like I'm playing lacrosse. Beat to the EG, I'm keeping them queasy. I make it seem easy, acknowledge me. I've been demolishing your cities, I'm astonishingly sleazy. I'm the big bad, y'all must be the cast. I'm killing a master, villain, a blast, a disaster. Really a rap bastard, willing to rap fast for the masses.